Okay, my friends, this is going to be kind of funny, I hope. I've been complaining, oh, nobody will peer review me, nobody will peer review me, why won't they peer review me? Well, guess why? I have no peers. Okay, so this is really kind of funny because I study autism. I study virtually everything. It's just the way I am. And so I'm trying to figure out, how do they judge an autistic person's abilities and IQ, basically. So I was really digging into it. And I realized, I remembered long ago when I was in the Army, they told me I had an extremely high GT score. And I just never thought much about it. So I went back to my Army records and I looked. And I see my GT score is 139. So I'm trying to, because this was when I was in the Army back, I got out in 1970. Now, so my score was 1939. I got out in 1970. Now look at this. This is about the Army General Classification Test. A composite score derived from elements of the Army ASVAB is called General Technical, using abbreviation GT, and if you scored 136 or higher prior to 1980, which I was 1970, Mensa will accept the result as proof of being in the 98th percentile. So if you had 136, you were in the 98th percentile. I had 139. I'm over 100. I have no peers. Okay, my friends, I have a sense of humor. Everybody knows that. I can't help myself. I find this hysterical. I am now going to be the peer reviewer. My IQ and my GT score exceeds 100%. I mean, what can I say? So I should absolutely be able to peer review these people because I have all of the abilities. They say that a peer review is the evaluation of work by one or more people with similar competencies as to the producers of that work, which are the peers. Now, I am obviously above the other ones, so they're not really my peers, but I will look down at their work and see if it's acceptable. I'm going to find this hysterical. There's no reason I can't be a peer to them. I am obviously, my mental abilities are extremely high. I show evidence to support every single word I say. So I am now going to be the peer reviewer. So I am going to start with Fermilab and CERN, and I'm going to be taking each one of the scientists that have made these claims and statements, and I am going to debate them, probably in absentia, because I can almost guarantee you that none of them will step up, even though I am proved to be much smarter than they are. And if they can prove that they're over 100% genius level, well, then I will consider them an equal. But other than that, they're in the mix of those lower peers, you know. Roger's up here, they're down there somewhere. That's okay, that's okay. I don't mind working with the less intellectual. And they can start to review my electron flood theory, if they would like. But as far as I'm concerned, if they don't, they lose by default. Because I am a genius. No question about it now. I have the evidence. 139 GT score, 1970. Have a sterling day, my lesser equals. However, I am actually deadly serious. I am going to peer review because now should be allowed into the peer review process. I'm a genius. Why not? I'm as good as anybody in Mensa. So I am going to be discussing all my theories against the academics, and if they will not respond to a peer, then they lose by default. And I would say now, presented by Roger, the Mensa genius, we should accept giants that existed because all of the evidence was here, but not accepted because Roger was not a genius at that point, and now Roger is a genius above the 98th percentile. So now I look down on the people that said they would not peer review me because I was not peer reviewed. Well, I will peer review them even though they do not hold up to my standards, but, you know, I'm willing to go the extra mile for intelligent discussion. Giant fingertips. Yeah, absolutely. Giant fingerprints. Well, presented by a genius. We should be accepting this and having DNA reports presented only because I'm a genius. Should they be accepted? Even though they were still pretty good when I did them, not being a genius. But now that I am a genius and appear having excellent quality DNA sequence obtained from these things by a genius, not by just some average person, by a genius. Well, I would think that that would have to be discussed by members in the genius realm, as I am. Now, because I am extremely high IQ, I also realize I maybe could be wrong. But if Don Lincoln refuses to engage, well, he loses by default. And Derek Briggs refuses to engage, he loses by default. And I have a bunch of others on the list that have refused to engage. They lose by default, and I will peer review every one of them. And I will show, which I've done many times with Don, and I also fail them for doing their scientific job of investigating what was put in front of them. Just absolute refusal to examine anything that was presented. So, therefore, I fail them on every section of their interaction with science. I see no scientific abilities in any of the people that I've interacted with in science at this moment, and I am an extremely high IQ genius. And I can peer review anybody now, because that's what geniuses do.